Hi guys, welcome to another Brushmaster video. So today we're going to be painting the sword of the Arch Villain Games demon. And I've tried to paint it as like a green, black onyx or obsidian type thing. I'm not quite sure which. So let's get cracking. So as you can see here, I'm starting off the highlighting stage over a black base coat with dark green from AK Interactive. Now I'm just trying to paint all the edges with a solid dark green coat and just some of the bits in between the edges of the sword. I don't want to overdo it here because I want to keep as much of the black as I can, because I want the sword to stay dark and to really contrast with the rest of the miniature. We're going to paint the center scrolls gold later in the process, which will contrast nicely with the rest of the dark sword. So for the second highlight, I've gone straight to light green from AK Interactive, and I'm trying to paint thinner, smaller lines on the edge now to add a brighter highlight. And you'll notice here as well that I'm also pushing paint towards the spiky pointy bits as I'm doing here. And this will just deposit more paint in that area and leave it brighter, which will help with selling the effect of these really sharp edges on the points. For the third highlight here, I've added in Pistachio from AK Interactive, and I'm just trying to push the sharp, bright points on these spiky parts. And this really helps to make the sword look sharp, and it also pushes the eye to these pointy bits and leaves a really nice effect. You'll notice also that I've covered the model up in paper towel and masking tape. And I do this sometimes when I've got to hold the model. So because the sword here is off at a strange backwards off angle, it was really hard to hold the model by the base. So I've literally covered it up to prevent myself rubbing the paint off or leaving oily marks on the paint. I'm painting the scrolls in the center of the blade now, and I'm starting off with a chocolate brown with a bit of Japanese brown mixed in, and this gives a sort of a greeny yellowy tone which works really nice for the basis of gold NMM. These scrolls are very small and very hard to paint accurately, so they're really tiny. The sculpting on them is fantastic, so I'm having to go very carefully here, and I'm just trying to drag the tip of the brush along these little scrolls. It's very finicky work and it takes quite a while to get it accurate. And I do go over the edges a couple of times here, which I touch up later in between these videos. I'm adding another highlight now, and I'm just adding in more Japanese brown to the mix. And what I'm trying to paint here is just little sections of these scrolls to simulate where a light source would hit them from one direction. This takes a little bit of time to build up because I've thinned the paint down a little bit so I can paint very small lines. And I just repeat the process over and over again over each little section that I want to have a little shine area in. When painting this sort of piece, because I've had to thin the paint down, it's important not to rush this process. It just takes time, and as I said before, you just have to keep building each section up until you feel like it's got to a bright enough intensity on those little areas. The final highlight now, and I've added in Buff from AK Interactive to the mix, and I'm just trying to paint these little shine points now in the center of where I highlighted the last time. So this time we want a little bit more brightness in it to add a little bit of shine, just so that it tricks our eye into thinking this is a gold effect in the middle of the sword. Here is the finished sword, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time for another Brushmaster video.